Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick here. Let me check some things. Hope everybody is having an unbelievable day. As for me, now we should be okay. Okay, I apologize for that. Little technical difficulties. I think we're straight right now. Hope everybody's doing well. As for me, it's been kind of crazy last few weeks, actually last couple of months, but as I always say, if you're still breathing, you're still in the fight. We still have things to do. We have things to accomplish. We have uh, our imprint that we need to put on this world. I am here, first of all, to remind you that this Saturday, the 11th, is going to be our master class on healing emotional and psychological trauma. And I'm here this morning to answer the question of why there's so much focus on trauma and why is it so necessary to confront and deal with and begin the healing process. People like, man, it's you've been talking about trauma, you've been talking about trauma, and what does trauma have to do with success? What does trauma have to do with business? What does trauma have to do with XYZ? And so I'm here to tell you that today, but I want to remind you a couple of things. Number one is those who enroll are going to be entered into a drawing where you will either win they're going to be two people drawing. The first person drawing will win a $10,500 platinum package. That's working with yours truly for an entire year. That's 52 sessions. You will win that. The second person in the drawing will win a gold package, which is 26 weeks, 6 months, with yours truly, $6,950 package. I am doing that. This is a way of inviting people and helping people who may not be able to work with me on a regular basis get a chance to work with me. It's something that I'm trying to figure out how to do on a consistent basis of getting people in. And so I'm excited about it. I loved giving away. It's not the first time I've done it. I've done a few other times. And I actually have the people having completed the entire year and actually got exactly what they came for. And so this is just another round of it. I'm excited. Look, and this is what I'm going to add to it so that everybody who attends gets more than what they signed up for, which is something my grandfather always said. He said, fill your space. Always leave people with more than what they expect, and they will never be disappointed. And you will always have an open door. And so that's what I try to do with every encounter is try to give people more than what they're expecting, give them more than what they've invested. When you come to these free videos, my goal is to say, okay, even though you haven't paid to see the video, you're lending me your time. You're sitting here and you're watching. Your time is valuable. So I want to give you something that you can walk away with, that you can use in your life, that can charge you, to challenge you, to push you, to inspire you, to encourage you. And so this is what I live my life to do, is to fill my space and to leave people in a better condition than when I came in contact with them, no matter how that is. So what I'm going to do is there are going to be two people that walk away with unbelievable value. They're going to walk away with either a $10,500 platinum package, or they're going to walk away with a $6,950 gold package. So that's obvious, but this is what I'm going to do for every person who signs up today and enrolls in this course. I'm going to give you two uh, rapid change breakthrough sessions. That is $350 each. So that's a $700 value. So in addition to actually getting the insight, and I'm telling you, we had a Q&A session on trauma and depression and the things that happen in that vein this past week from my group, the Epic Ram, which is a lifetime membership uh, organization where we help people and inspire people to reach the next level. It's an unbelievable group. And I'll talk to you more about that later on today. But we had a conversation on trauma, depression, mental illness, and how it all comes together and the massive impact it's having on the lack of success in people. I tell you, while I help so many people achieve so many goals, a large part of what I do is actually helping people deal with trauma. So this is going to be exciting. So you're going to get uh, something other than what you came for on top of what you came for. So again, there's going to be a drawing of two names. The first name that's drawn will win the platinum package. That's $10,500, 52-week 52-week program with me. The other is the next person will win the gold package, and that is 26 weeks. That's a $6,950 package. Everybody else will be gifted 2 rapid change breakthrough sessions. That's $350 each. That's a $700 value if you sign up today. Now, let's talk real briefly because I do have a client in about 13 minutes. But let's talk about briefly why there's this constant focus on um, trauma and why healing trauma is so important. Most people think of trauma as just pain, a bad experience that left a bad memory, and you haven't dealt with them. It's so much more than that. It's a mental, emotional, and physiological experience that is improperly cataloged at the time of experience. And so the normal process of human mental, emotional, psychological, and physiological processing is as you move through something, it is then categorized from present to past. And it moves into your linear timeline. And even though some of the things that you've experienced recently, if it's bad, it still has the emotion you're real sensitive to it. If it's recent, it's real sensitive. But what normally happens is if you've dealt with it and you have processed it properly and it's in your linear timeline as being of the past, it may have a negative memory, and that memory may always be negative. You may feel it. And, there are some things I could think about that happened a while ago. If I think about it and I really get off into it and emotions arise, it can move me. But the difference is it's not a threat to me anymore. My mind knows that it's already happened, that nothing I do is going to change that it's happened, and it's not going to happen to me again because it's already happened. So there's no threat. When a person is experiencing trauma, has been traumatized, and a traumatic event has literally imprinted, there's a false integration. In other words, it doesn't integrate into their linear timeline as being of the past. It's still a recyclable, reoccurring event that, when triggered, they experience what we call traumatic memory. Traumatic memory is the re-experiencing of the event as if it were happening now. So instead of it being a memory, it's a current threat. Now, imagine moving through life and you have this thing and you don't control how it moves in your life. You don't control when you're going to be triggered. You don't control when you're going to experience a traumatic memory. What happens is this fear of threat is always there. So then there is a lack of trust. There's a fear of foreshortened future. There is an inability to properly engage socially. There is an inability to effectively take advantage of opportunities, effectively pursue and engage opportunities. You miss out on opportunities to grow, opportunities to love, opportunities to build business, opportunities to advance your finances. You miss out on so much because you haven't dealt with. And the problem is a bunch of people aren't even aware of the fact that it's there, that it's become so much a part of who they are. They just, how many times have I seen people say, that's just who I am? No, it's not just who you are. It's something that can be healed. It's something that can be dealt with. It's something that needs to be dealt with. So many people are, especially in the Black community, because trauma has been something that we've passed down generationally to the point that we literally embrace our trauma as a part of our culture. And you look into it, there's trauma in the culture of homes, there's trauma in the culture of schools, there's trauma in the culture of how we engage one another. There's so much trauma because we haven't dealt with it. We don't understand it. And it's easily to dismiss because we have been socialized into the idea that if we reach a certain level, we're successful. So we can't possibly be traumatized. We are even misdefining uh, what success is, in order to sit up and dismiss this idea that trauma is playing a major role. Um, you know, Dr. Joy DeGruy pointed out in her book, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. I've pointed it out in Born in Captivity, The Undoing of the African American Mind, just to name a few. Renewing Your Mind. I have spent a lot of time over the last several decades gaining an understanding of the devastating force of trauma, uh, individually, in families, and collectively as a race, uh, for the Black race. And whether you're struggling with it as an individual, whether it's a family pass down, it has to be dealt with. Yeah, you can walk away. You can be the person that stops this generational curse or this passing down, but you have to understand how it's impacting you, where it's at, what is it doing. And this is why I have been talking and been so emphatic about dealing with trauma, because we rarely confront it. We rarely confront it. We rarely actually deal with it. What we normally do is sit up and normalize our behavior. Hey, that's just who I am. That's how we are as a people. And we don't realize that we haven't dealt with the hurt, the pain, the devastation, the disappointments that come in ways that leave an imprint and are not properly processed because of the emphatic force of the experience. And so that's what this is about. This coming weekend, we're going to confront it. We're going to look at it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to do what we did for the Q&A session this past weekend with Epic Realm. These members came in, and all of these people are successful in their own right, but they also understand the force of trauma, the force of depression, the force of what's going on. And we had an experience both from a scientific perspective of understanding trauma, but also we talked about it from a spiritual perspective of the importance of understanding how this relates and connects us to the divine, to God, the Almighty, the Most High. And it was transcendent. I think that, it was all of that, and I'll leave it at that. But my goal is to get you to a place where you can experience life at the height of your design. And this is what this is about. So once again, if you haven't enrolled, this is the time to enroll. Um, Again, I'm going to draw two names. The first name is going to win a $10,500 platinum package. That means you get to work with me for a year. This is definitely the most successful system I have. It's perfectly timed. It's enough to see where you start and give you enough time to be able to look back when you get to where you're going, to see the journey you've made and progress you've made, and to have achieved what you set out to achieve. And so that's that. You're gonna the next person name I pull is going to win a $6,950 gold package. In that, it's obvious. Everyone else is going to receive two. Who enrolls today will receive two rapid change breakthrough sessions. Each of those sessions are $350 each. So that's a $700 value on top of the fact you're going to get what you came there for in the first place. So for $150, you're going to leave with a minimum of $1,000 plus worth of value, because the course by itself is $400, but I'm teaching it in a group setting for $150 enrollment. Sit. Even if you don't show up, your name is going to go into the bag, and you're going to get the extra. You're going to get the, if you don't win one of the two prizes, you're going to get your rapid change breakthrough session. So whether you attend or not, you're going to be there. But the thing is, it's going to be recorded. So if you don't get to attend, you will get a chance to watch. I want everybody to have a chance to win in life. That's what my existence is about. It's about helping people overcome the things of their past so that they can rise up and be everything that they were designed to be. And so I'm looking forward to this encounter on this Saturday at noon. The link to enroll is in the description box. I'm looking forward to working with each and every person. Um, you will not leave the same. Man, I'm just thinking about this past Saturday's experience. That's what I live for. I live for that. And it was beautiful. It was wonderful. And I needed it. I needed it. And I am encouraging every last one of you to sign up, come out, and experience it. If nothing else, to learn how to recognize it in others and be able to offer them assistance and get them pointed in the right direction. Trying to travel through life with untreated, unaddressed trauma is like carrying a weight that anchors you to your past. It leaves you consulting your past about the possibilities of your future. And you know that's not going to turn out the way you want it to, because your future is about achieving things that you never experienced. Your past can only give you what you've experienced. So that's what I have to offer for you now. That's why it's so important to address trauma. And I'm challenging everybody to stand up and do something extraordinary this year. Make this year the most epic year of your life. That's my goal. And it's my goal for every person I encounter. And so, again, I hope to see you there on Saturday. As I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E. I'm challenging you to do the same thing. You guys have a great day.